Hear me out, bro, because I'm about to keep it a buck with y'all like a goddamn dollar store up in this bitch. You read the title, right? Keeping your balls full will make you bold beyond belief. Yes, sir. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Listen up, my guy. Keeping your motherfucking balls full will make you, yes, you, bold beyond belief. And you might be wondering, okay, man, what the hell does that even mean, bro? Keeping my balls full is gonna make me bold? Well, how bold? Extra bold, mild bold, super bold? Well, relax. Relax. Relax, my guy. I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath. Come on, do it with me. Get yourself grounded because it's time for you to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. So first things first, what you must come to understand along this journey that we call life is that you, yes you motherfucker, your boldness, your courageousness, your ability to emit your will onto the world depends on your power level. Let that marinate in your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche. Your ability to emit your will onto the world is all dependent on your power, on your power levels. And when we're talking about power, I'm not talking about superhero powers. I'm talking about prana. This is what the yogis refer to as life force energy. The more life force that you have, and the more life force that you can actually control within yourself, the more bold you become, the more courageous you become, the more ability that you have to emit your will onto the world. This is what we're talking about over here. Your ability to cultivate that will to power. But before you even develop that will, you need the fucking power, my boy. Before you can plug your device into the socket, you need the electricity. You need the power. You need to generate that power. And if we're being totally honest, keeping it 100, like we goddamn Benjamin Franklin up in this bitch, your sexual energy contained within your balls, within your motherfucking nutsack, is the most potent source of this prana, of this power that you have access to as a man. This power, this energy has the ability to create another human being. It's the only reason you're here, I'm here, the only reason that you see everything else around you. It is a cosmic force of creativity. It is pure will. It is pure power. But what do you see in the modern day world? Especially in the West. We downplay the potential and power of this prana. We only view it as semen. We only view it as jizz. We only view it as nut. Oh man, it just busted a nut. Nah man, you just drained your fucking power, my boy. That's why when you release in a compulsive manner, what do I mean by compulsive manner? You're doing it out of slavish tendencies. You're not really trying to recreate or reproduce another human being. You're just doing it because you're a slave to your flesh. You're a slave to the senses. So whenever the senses want to get a little bit of stimulation, want to get a little dopamine, you have to go follow its rules. Your consciousness is confined to these carnal states. And when you're confined to these carnal states and you go into this compulsive, habitual manner of releasing your seed, releasing your life force energy, depleting yourself of that prana, of that power, you feel it. You feel it mentally, you feel it physically, and you feel it spiritually. You are zapping that electricity from the system, from your system. And that's why people feel lethargic. That's why people feel more effeminate. This is why people feel more just overall unable to go out and inflict their will onto the world after they have released their seed. They want to sleep, they want to relax, they want to chill, they just want to be in their little cesspool of complacency. When you keep your balls full. And this is metaphorical, but it is also literal. When you retain your seed, you keep your balls full. But more importantly, you're actually transmuting that energy towards different funnels, towards different avenues, towards different acts of creation. You become bold beyond fucking belief. Your nuts, metaphorically, are dragging on the ground. You got them big balls, my boy. The big balls. And you need these balls when it comes towards living a life that fulfills you. You see, the entire world around you is designed to not only zap you of that power. The Maya, the Matrix, the illusion, the material world around you is designed in specific fucking ways to drain you of that prana. Pornography, promiscuity, other things such as junk food, mindless entertainment, everything is just trying to deplete you of your prana, your mental prana, physical prana, sexual prana, all that stuff. Trying to deplete you of that power. So the end result is you become a pawn on the chessboard. When you play chess, a pawn don't got that much power. It can only move one little slot. That's what happens when you are depleted of all that prana. You become a pawn on the chessboard of life. You become molded into a mere cog of the machine. You don't have the ability or power or electricity or life force to be able to see beyond the surface level of existence, to go past being a slave to your senses, to go beyond just striving for survival, sex, and status. You cannot do that, but most importantly, if you were able to even see that, you don't have the power, you don't have the gas, you don't have the engine to be able to get you out of this situation towards your true destiny, towards your true dharma. This is why when you practice semen retention and celibacy, the right way it was intended to be as a tool to help elevate you on every single plane of reality, the mind, body, and soul, you will start to feel the effects and you will start to feel the shift of becoming more bold, more courageous. And funny enough, this isn't becoming more masculine, it's actually becoming more feminine. I got a whole video lined up for you guys here on this channel that's gonna break down this whole idea of what is true femininity and what is true masculinity on these spiritual levels. Not on the gender levels, but on the spiritual levels. Because when you are retaining your seed, you are retaining more Shakti energy, which is what the feminine energy is called in the yogic traditions. Shakti. Shakti, feminine energy, goes out and acts, goes out and inflicts its will onto the world. It's chaotic energy. That's why a lot of people, when they practice semen retention, they don't do the proper practices that actually allows them to elevate this energy to higher planes of consciousness. They get fucking angry, they get violent, they get mad, or they just become addicted to lust. They get so stuck in trying to chase after these lower level pleasures that eventually they pop. But if you can raise it up just one more level past the sex center, you will be tapping into the Manipura chakra. The Manipura chakra is the chakra of fire. The fire element resides within you. It is your belly. Your belly gets ignited with this flame, this spiritual flame of Shakti that makes you want to go out and conquer. It makes you bold. It makes you fearless. And a lot of men in today's day and age don't have that. And that's why you see most men in today's day and age just follow the conveyor belt of society, the conveyor belt of the matrix. Go out and do this job that they don't like, live a life that they fucking hate, just to be able to come home at the end of the day and distract themselves from their true purpose. Trying to just cope, trying to escape from how shit their life is. And what is the main thing that they usually tend to do? Let's be completely honest. Let's keep it a fucking buck, my boy. Like we in a dollar store. it is sexual degeneracy. It is sexual release that they tend to gravitate towards. Why is pornography free? Why is promiscuity so pushed upon you? Because they know if they take away this source of prana, even if they don't take the other ones, you're going to be operating at 30% of your potential when it comes to your power. But when you power up, like you in a fucking anime, like you a Super Saiyan, when you practice semen retention, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you become a threat to the system. Because now you start to focus your attention towards higher things. You're no longer a slave chasing around survival, sex, and status. You realize that yes, that's a part of life, but you have something that is much deeper to your essence. That's what an animal does. If you were meant to come to this plane of existence as an animal, you would have incarnated here as an animal. You're here as a human, and a human has higher potential than an animal because that has higher planes of consciousness. They want to keep you stuck as an animal, but just give you an iPhone. You're an animal with an iPhone right now. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. When you are living in that constant cycle of survival, sex, and status, you're just an animal and you got clothes on. You're an animal with a car. You're an animal with an iPhone. You are not here simply just to be an animal, but the world knows that it can control you when you are in that animalistic state, when you are consumed, your consciousness is consumed by carnality. Then they can make you a mere cog in the machine. But when you power up, you get the power to break free from that confinement, from the shackles, from these karmic cords that are keeping your consciousness stuck, rooted in the lowest planes possible. When you practice semen retention and you fill up your balls, that's why you become bold enough to go into the unknown. You see, everybody around you is in that little confined mind state of the matrix. Everybody that you see, 99% of the population has no recognition of what's going on because they all live within those planes of consciousness because they are slaves to their senses. And they have been programmed by the matrix, by the Maya, by the illusion to believe that all they are is simply just a brain and body, and all they were brought here to do is simply just to stimulate the senses. When you believe that, when you've been brainwashed into that, why would you strive for higher? Why would you actually retain your seed? Why would you actually walk on the spiritual path? You don't believe that even exists. You're living on the surface level of reality. You don't want to go any deeper because you've been essentially brainwashed and hypnotized to know that there is nothing deeper. But when you practice retention, whether you like it or not, you're inevitably going to open up the spiritual realm of reality because your consciousness is going to raise. The serpent of Kundalini is going to raise up the spine, especially if you do specific practices to help you along that journey. And as you do that, you ignite this flame. And this flame is like a lantern that Manipura chakra is like a lantern that you hold as you go into the abyss, into the unknown. Because the unknown is where your destiny resides, is where your dharma, what you were really brought here to do, resides. What's going to bring you the most fulfillment in life? What's the most natural to you? For most people, this life that the Matrix has manufactured for you is unnatural as fuck. That's why you want to escape it. When you are living dharmically, you don't need an escape. You don't need dopamine. You are tasting divine nectar. That divine nectar is so much more potent than dopamine. So one little drop of it has got you euphoric, ecstatic for your entire life. Because you're in alignment to your dharma, to your destiny, what you were really brought here to do, what you were designed by the motherfucking divine to do, my boy. That's when you align yourself to that by actually raising up the ladder of consciousness, ascending up the spine. Semen retention is a big part of that. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. And that's why you have that boldness to you to walk through the abyss, walk through the unknown, while everybody else is staying in their little comfort zones. This boldness will lead you towards creating a business. This boldness will lead you towards becoming the musician you've always meant to be. This boldness will lead you to becoming the artist you were always meant to be. This boldness will lead you to become who you were always meant to be. I'm not talking about boldness as in, oh man, I can beat up everyone. Oh man, I'm fucking alpha male Andrew Tate. Hey man, I can fucking kickbox everyone. That's not the boldness I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the boldness where you're literally and physically and metaphorically, your balls are dragging across the floor. You don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Because you are following something deeper within you that is guiding you to glory, that is guiding you to these states of godhood, to God consciousness, through the dharmic path you were always meant to live. If you want true fulfillment in life, you're never going to find it in the transient world. You're never going to find it by chasing around these lower level pleasures, because they come and go just like the wind. No amount of cars, money, clothes, or hoes that the Matrix tells you is what you need to become a man will truly ever fulfill you. It might stimulate the senses, but it will never satisfy your soul. And your soul is what you are, or you're actually aiming to satisfy. That's what you should aim to satisfy. Because you can always feed the body. You can always feed the mind. But these are bottomless pits. It always will need more. When you are aligned to your dharma, your soul is satisfied and you need nothing. This is why yogis, sages, mystics from the past on the dharmic path didn't even need food, didn't even need water. I'm not saying you got to go to those extremes, but they found the source of nourishment for their soul within, because it's only found within. You have been tricked into believing you'll find that nourishment outside of you. Sex, drugs, alcohol, entertainment, all that bullcrap that is distracting you from discovering this dharma. Because if you truly want to discover that dharma, discover your destiny, you must first dissolve your karmas. And what do I mean by karmas? I'm not talking about if you do something good, good things will happen to you. If you do something bad, bad things will happen to you. I'm talking about the karmic attachments that you build to certain habits and tendencies. Sexuality is one of the biggest sources of karma for most modern day men. They view sexuality as the prime pedestal of life because they've been brainwashed into thinking that. So they become slaves to sexuality. And when you're a slave to sexuality, you cannot actually control your sexual energy. You keep releasing. And guess what we just talked about? You have less power, less will to exert onto the world, to actually carve out your own path in life. And then you just stay in this little complacency mindset that never will truly satisfy you and will cause chaos in your consciousness. And this results in shit like midlife crises. People are like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I've just been on autopilot mode for fucking 20, 30, 40 years. What the hell did I just do? And they crash out, they burn out. If you don't want to burn out, you got to be bold. You got to be bold and follow the path that your balls are literally tingling to bring you towards. This is why semen retention is not simply just about how many days you go on it. It's not about how much semen you have in your nutsack. Yes, when your balls are full, that is like the physical metaphor of it. But I'm talking about the internal shift it gives you on the consciousness level. When your balls are full, when you have that fire, when you harness and cultivate that same energy that can create another human being, you start to create your new path in life. You start to reproduce what's the journey that will bring you true fulfillment. You're not going to stay stuck as a slave to this system. And this is why they want to drain it out of you. This is why they want to drain it out of you, bro. It's not because, oh man, you're going to get more girls now. Oh man, you become more magnetic now. No one gives a fuck about that. If you're still stuck on the surface level of semen retention, watching content creators talk about these different types of things, man, wake the fuck up. You tuned in and tapped into this channel for the deep level sauce, man. For the deep level sauce. So get that out of your mind. Yes, it will make you magnetic. It will make you better looking and this and that. But that's not what you're doing it for. You're doing it on the scale of consciousness to, of course, reach your highest potential. But the next level beyond just the surface is to build up that bold courageousness. I'm not talking about confidence, remember. I'm talking about the boldness to you by accumulating Shakti energy, the fierce energy within you, the feminine energy within you, to go out and conquest, go out and cause fucking havoc, cause chaos onto this system. Because when you don't follow that conveyor belt line of the matrix, you cause chaos, you cause ripple effects in other people's consciousness. People are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You crazy, but you're bold. I just got back from traveling around the islands of Hawaii. I was out there cliff jumping all day long, 50-foot cliffs, 60-foot cliffs. I love doing that. Why? Because I'm bold enough to go do that. And I love the analogy of it. Everybody can watch people on the cliff and be like, they're crazy, they fucking wild. They can judge. But it's the guy that's bold enough, courageous enough to stand on that cliff and jump into the unknown of the water. Jump into the unknown of that abyss that actually gets rewarded by the universe. You want to get your manifestations accomplished? None of that shit really matters about how many affirmations you do. You just need to have the bold courageousness and the balls to actually give yourself a shot at what your consciousness is guiding you towards. And when you practice semen retention, that's one of the biggest quote-unquote benefits that you will get. It's that boldness, it's that courageousness, it's that not giving a fuck attitude that will lead you towards your true destiny. If you give a fuck about what everyone thinks, you're gonna always remain in their little hive mind. Guess what? If you practice semen retention, you tell to other people, they're gonna think you gay. They're gonna think you weird. They're gonna think you're retarded. You lost your mind. Oh man, you don't wanna have sex no more? You wanna be celibate? You think that you're gonna get powers from this? They're gonna think you're crazy because we live in the Western world that is so disconnected from the spiritual traditions of the past. The yogis, the sages, the real motherfucking awakened men, they know this stuff from the start. They know the power of your sexual energy. And these were the biggest movers and shakers of the world. These were the spiritual giants. Because they were bold enough to just say, hey bro, I don't want to involve myself to becoming a slave to your little game. I want to play my own game. And I don't want to be stuck in this little cycle that you're giving me, that the society view of success is giving me. Cars, money, clothes, and hoes. For some people, for you, it might not be your version of success. I'm not saying money, cars, clothes, and hoes are bad. What I'm saying is you're just remaining stuck as a little boy who's got no recollection of what is truly natural to him, what is truly his version of success. When you practice semen retention, all these stereotypes of what successful is that society has programmed and injected into your mind burns up in flames from that fire from within. And from that fire from within that illuminates the path towards your true success, that's where you'll find fulfillment. And this is what this propels you towards. This is what this practice is about, man. Again, it's not about how many days you haven't watched porn, how many days you haven't banged abroad. That's none of that shit. It's about how close can you get to your true potential, to your true power. Because in order for you to actually actualize your potential, your highest potential, you need that power, that internal power. And this form of power, this form of prana, your sexual energy, is high voltage, motherfucker. High voltage. Yes, you have other sources of prana, the food that you eat, the sun that you absorb, the water that you drink, the air that you breathe. But this shit, this high voltage, this 100 volt battery. The other ones are 30, 20, 40. They're important still. You can't just expect you to just practice semen retention, have a shit lifestyle, and actually develop that immense sense of power. You need everything in a holistic manner. But if you don't got this high voltage, you won't feel that boldness, bro. You won't feel that boldness. People buy synthetic hormones to get this boldness. People inject testosterone. What is testosterone? Again, on that spiritual level, it is feminine energy. It is Shakti. Yes, on the physical, biological level, it is a hormone that is produced for male expression of your genetics. But on a spiritual level, this is Shakti. That same Shakti you have within you, you're just releasing it, releasing it, releasing it. You don't even know how bold you truly are until you finally stop the gates, the sexual gate, from just overflowing and just spilling out all this. Stop the leakage and you'll see how truly bold you are, motherfucker. You a savage, probably. You probably a savage. But you've just been siphoning your potential from you by being a slave to your senses. Again, the world is programmed and designed for this to happen. But through the journey of self-mastery, you reclaim back your power. This is what we talk about over here on this channel, over on the main channel, aka The Philosopher. If you don't know about the main channel yet, my boy, you are truly missing out, because that's what we're doing. All of our documentary style content on these different types of topics, nice clean cut edits, a cinematic experience. So if you have not tuned into the main channel yet, man, check out the link posted in the description box down below, because that is where you'll find the link to the main channel, aka The Philosopher. If you enjoy what we're cooking up over here on the second channel, we're out here in the field and the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these games. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? No cuts, no edits, uncut, raw, and unfiltered. That's what we cook up over here on The Philosopher Files. But if you want another side of the coin, another side of this sauce, that's what we got going on over for the main channel, The Philosopher. Again, description box down below, you'll find it right there. And under that link to the main channel, you'll find a link to my Instagram. If you ever want to talk about these different types of topics, chop it up about these different types of concepts, my DMs are always open. Do not be shy. Shoot me a message and we'll talk about these different types of things. Again, all that good stuff posted in the description box down below. But all the stuff that we talk about here, over on the main channel, over on the private Patreon community, man, shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Matter of fact, let's take a quick pause right here, right now, because most people have already clicked off this video. But if you made it this far into the video, I'm guessing that you're a true spiritual savage. You're a true spiritual aspirant. You're devoted to this path of mastering yourself to unlock your true power and in turn unlock your true potential. Well, if that is who you are, if I'm talking to motherfuckers like that, I'm gonna need you to pause whatever you're doing right now and find the closest mirror to you. I don't care if it's in your bathroom. I don't care if it's in the car window. I don't care if it's in the selfie camera of your motherfucking phone, my boy. Take a good, hard look in whatever mirror that you can find around you. Really, really analyze the person that's staring right into your eyes and staring right into your soul when you look into that mirror. Come on, get a good mental picture. Let it marinate in your mind. Let it sink into your psyche. I can wait. Get a nice click-clack Kodak moment of it. Let it permeate throughout your consciousness. Because I need you, yes, you motherfucker, to realize that that person that's staring right into your eyes, staring right into your soul, when you look into that mirror, you're doing him, not me, him, a huge motherfucking disfavor by not joining up into the private Patreon community yet. Again, if you're someone who's truly serious about this path of unlocking your true potential and your true power in life through the journey of self-mastery. Because listen, if you're enjoying what we got cooking up over here, cooking up over on the main channel, your mind is going to be blown with the in-depth knowledge that we dropping over there. I'm talking about really, really, really uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery to the details, to the T, with exclusive videos that you ain't gonna find on this channel, you ain't gonna find on the main channel. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna find it anywhere else on the internet. This is some real deal game, real deal sauce for your motherfucking brain to help you elevate on every single plane. You dig what I'm saying? So not only do you get access to all these exclusive videos as a member of the private Patreon community, but also access to all of our full guides, our in-depth occult lectures, our occult libraries, our esoteric libraries, all digital libraries. But most importantly, you'll get access and an invitation to the Philosopher's Circle. Yes, sir, you heard me right. The Philosopher's Circle, our inner circle private community, where you'll be joined by a brotherhood of men who are also on the same journey of self-mastery, who are also walking up that same mountain as you are. If you want to be surrounded with individuals that are going to hold you accountable, that want to see you elevate, and eventually want to see you liberate, this is the place for you, my guy. Because not only do we got the group chat over there, but we also host bi-weekly Mastermind live calls over there. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Bi-weekly Mastermind live calls where you hop in a call with me as well as a community of like-minded men, again, who want to see you succeed on this journey of self-mastery. You've all probably heard the saying before. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. The more that you hang around and you're in these environments of slave tendency people, the more that you're going to become one. The less bold you will become. The less connected you will be to your dharma, to your destiny. If you want to be around savages who are saying no to societal views of what success is and are blazing their own paths that liberates their souls, I'm telling you, man, the Philosopher's Circle is the place for you, my guy. I can 100% guarantee you that. If you're about this life, this is the place for you. But if you need any more information about the Philosopher's Circle and the private Patreon community as a whole, check out the link posted in the pinned comment this video, not the description box. Again, description box is where you'll find the link to the main channel, The Philosopher, as well as my Instagram. Scroll in the comment section down below. You'll see it right there. Click that link in the pinned section and you'll be forwarded to our page. And from there, you can join into the private Patreon community and also check out the other services I provide, such as application forms for my personalized coaching program. If you're someone who's truly serious about this path of reclaiming back in your power and actually realizing your true potential on all planes of reality, you're sick and tired of remaining a slave to your senses. You're sick and tired of being stuck in these degenerate loops that are depleting you and draining you of that power to emit your will onto the world, and you're ready to finally detox from this, disintegrate all these karmas, dissolve all those bonds that are blocking you and holding you back from ever discovering your dharma, your destiny, your true potential, this is the coaching program designed for you. Because what we do in there is create a systemized pattern and solution for you personally, using the esoteric science of self-mastery to actually dissolve those karmic bonds that are holding you back from actually reclaiming back your power. So if you're interested in that and you're ready to take your life to the next level, to actually discover who it is that you truly are beyond the brain and body and what it is that you were really brought here to do aside from just stimulating the senses, that's the coaching program for you, man. Shoot me an application form and we'll see if your entry meets the qualifications for this program. But if you just want to book a one-time call with your boy, discuss anything that you're dealing with to help you get back on the right track, we also got consultation call links right there for you. Again, all that good stuff posted in the pinned comment of this video. Click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page, and you can pick and choose which one of these services best suits you. But like I was saying, all the stuff that we talk about here on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community especially, and over within my coaching program especially, is all about developing the tools, the inner work to break you free from this bondage to slavish tendencies, to get that boldness within you. That's why we talk about semen retention celibacy in a totally different manner than you've probably heard about before. Because this is the art of self-mastery. Semen retention isn't self-mastery, it's a piece of the puzzle. It ain't the whole pie, it's just a piece of the pie. However, it's a very crucial component, because when you can finally harness the power of this prana, you can really cause some fucking damage. When your balls are full, you're gonna feel how bold you are. You're gonna be willing to quit your jobs. You're gonna be willing to blaze your own path in life. You're gonna be willing to go against the grain of what society is telling you that is successful. You're gonna be willing to go against the grain of what all these fucking dumbass dipshit influencers online on the internet are telling you that's successful. Both these motherfuckers are pulling you into the matrix. And you might be wondering, well, aren't you pulling me into the matrix? I ain't here to tell you what the fuck to do, because I don't know your dharma, my boy. Nobody knows your dharma. Your mom don't, your dad don't. Nobody knows it. You ain't gonna find it out in the external world. You must go and walk upon this mountain of self-mastery yourself. Climb up the spine, climb up Jacob's ladder, climb up the consciousness scale of yourself to unlock that gnosis, unlock that knowledge that resides within you, that divine knowledge that is literally ingrained into your DNA of who and what you were meant to be. However, in order for you to do that, you must dissolve your karmas. So I don't know your dharma, but I damn sure know how to dissolve your karmas. Because this stuff has been said and done plenty of times. What I'm saying right now is not out of the blue, is not something extraordinary. It's been said and done. There is a blueprint laid out for us as men to reclaim back our power and actually attain spiritual sovereignty, laid out by the awakened sages, by the mystics, by the monks, by the sadhus, by the yogis. They have laid down the path on how to actually successfully climb up the mountain of self-mastery. So I'm not out here recreating the wheel, my boy. My dharma and my destiny for the time being is to help revive this ancient knowledge, this ancient wisdom from the true awakened sages, and make it more practical and applicable for the modern day man to plug into his life. So if you don't believe me, go and crack open some of these books, my boy. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 9, there is nothing new under the sun. I'm not out here trying to recreate the wheel. I'm just trying to revive this ancient knowledge. Because the modern day man needs it more than ever. We need more bold men going against the grain of society, living lives that are dharmically aligned to their destiny. Because again, your dharma is within you. Your dharma is like the sun. I bring up this analogy every video because it makes the most sense. The dharma is like the sun. Your true self is like the sun. However, sometimes right now the sun, you can't see it. Doesn't mean it's not there. It's cloudy right now. I know it's there, but I can't see it. It's covered up by those clouds. Some days it's covered up by rain. Some days it's covered up by snow. Does that mean that the sun is not there? Absolutely not. Does that mean you have to go looking for the sun? Absolutely not. You don't have to go looking for your true self. You don't have to go looking for your true purpose. All of these fucking self-improvement guys will tell you, go find your purpose. You don't gotta find shit. You just gotta remove the distractions that are in the way. Those clouds, on this analogy, is your karmas. Your karmas are blocking your vision of that dharma. The only way for you to wipe away the clouds, wipe away the karma, wipe away the snow, wipe away the rain, is through the art of self-mastery, is through the right-hand path of ascending yoga. Semen retention is a massive part of that. If you can overcome this compulsive habit that has got most men, most of their consciousness in a fucking chokehold, you will be more bold beyond your belief to continue going up that mountain. You need the boldness to go up this mountain, because the more you go up, the more sketchy it gets. The more detached you become from what society tells you. And you need to have that bold faith within yourself to be able to actually complete this ascent. Where does that boldness come? It comes from your fucking balls, my boy. Comes from those balls. If you want to make this ascent towards reclaiming back your power and realizing your true potential, you're going to need that fire. You're going to need that fire. You can sit up here and listen to me talk for as long as you want, but until you go out there in the field and in the flesh and make this happen yourself through first-hand experience, all this stuff is just understanding. You don't understand what the fuck I'm saying. Understanding is up in the mind. Understanding is up in the mind. It's knowledge. You need to turn this knowledge into gnosis that resides in the heart. And how do you make that transmission? Is through first-hand experience. You need to do it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You need to be bold enough, but once you're bold enough, you need to go up this mountain yourself. You need to, if you truly want to unlock your potential. If you don't give a fuck, you probably clicked off this video. But look, man, I know I'm entertaining. I know I look good, but you didn't sit through 40-minute video hearing me yap if this didn't resonate with you. Because I always say the people that are watching this channel in specific, the second channel, The Philosopher Files, right here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out 8 games so you guys can make these games. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. You guys are in the 1 percentile of the population that is not suffering from brain rot. Most people can't watch a video for this long with no cuts and no edits. And you add on top of that the density of these topics, it's going right over their heads. There is a reason why you resonate with it. Again, focus on the message, forget about the messenger. The way I spin it might be the way that clicks for you, but again, the message is perennial, it's universal. It's been here for ages and will continue to stay for ages. But you resonate with the message more than anything because your soul is guiding you towards your path to liberation. You would have clicked off this video if that was not the case. You've done something, I don't know what it is. Dissolve some of the karmas in the past lives to put yourself in a better position right here, right now for your liberation, because now you can actually grasp these higher level concepts. But it don't mean shit if you just understand it again. You must get out there in the field, in the flesh, and understand it through your firsthand experience. If you're a slave to sexuality and you're just hearing, oh man, this guy's right, man, I do feel bold sometimes. I need you to feel it. I need you to go out there and blaze your own path in life and come back to this video and say, hey bro, this guy's speaking some shit. This guy's speaking some shit. Because you don't want to be on your deathbed thinking, oh man, should have been bold enough. Should have fucking let my balls fill up so I could actually walk down that path with no fucks given of what truly sings to my heart. Because when you actually follow your dharma, not only will you be fulfilled, but also you'll be the best possible version of yourself for the overall upliftment of this collective consciousness that we call humanity. You become a beacon of light for others to follow their dharma as well. I could have been that little flash of lightning for you to follow that. It don't matter. This is the domino effect of dharma. Maybe this sparks you, you spark someone else, they spark someone else. That's what we need. But we need the boldness for even this domino effect to start. And I'm telling you right now, semen retention and celibacy will ignite that inner flame within you. Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down, my boy? And this ain't an easy path by any means. You have so many obstacles around you that is draining you of your prana, draining you of that power. It's designed in that way. But if you're struggling on this path and you have not tapped into the Art of Retention ebook written by yours truly, come on, man, you're missing out. You're missing out on the Patreon. You're missing out on the main channel. You're missing out on the coaching program. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now you're missing out on the Art of Retention ebook? Like, come on. What's going on in your head? This is a full ebook for the free 99, for the free ski. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Totally free. Breaking down everything you need to succeed on this journey to actually initiate you onto the path in the right manner. This is a great starting tool for every single one of you men out there who are actually trying to use semen retention and celibacy as a tool to, again, fill up your balls and get fucking bold. If you're over all these fucking, oh man, you're gonna get the glow, this and that. If you're doing it for a spiritual path, this is a good place to start. Right now, go on the main channel. Again, post it in the description box down below. Matter of fact, just go on the YouTube search bar, type in how to succeed on semen retention. You'll see a full guide, a full video guide on the main channel. Click that, watch it through, get all the sauce, get all the game. And within that video, you'll find the link to download your free copy of the Art of Retention ebook, which goes even more in depth and more in detail than the video guide itself. And look, man, if you got ADHD, you retarded, you dyslexic, you can't read, your boy's got you covered with a full audio series of the Art of Retention ebook over on the main channel, The Philosopher. Again, click that link in the description box down below. Go on the playlist section once you get on the main channel, and you see it right there for you. Click that, pop it in while you're walking, while you're driving, while you're doing whatever, and get up on some motherfucking game. So you ain't out here looking like a lame. You're out here lethargic, depleted, drained. If you want to be bold, it starts from your balls, my boy. But if you need any more guidance, more support, that's what we got the Philosopher's Circle for. That's what we got all the in-depth information and exclusive videos for on the private Patreon community. And if you're trying to work with me one-on-one, if you're struggling on that path and you really want to streamline this journey, that's what we got the coaching program for. That's what we got the consultation calls for, man. All that good stuff is, again, posted in the pinned comment of this video. Click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page. You can pick and choose, bro. There is a community to help you wherever you go in the terms and the ecosystem of the Philosopher brand. We need more men on the front lines, dragging their fucking ballsack towards their dharma. Hopefully you're one of them. Because if it's not, you wasted about 45 minutes of your life. Wake the fuck up. If you actually want to see your true power recognized and your true potential realized, you need the bold courageousness aspect of you to go into the unknown, go into the depths of the darkness, go into where people are scared of going into, because that requires you to go against the grain of society. However, if you want to live truly, freely, and in a fulfilled state, this is what is required. Self-mastery is not an easy journey. It's a treacherous path. But for the savages, this is the only path for you. Semen retention is a big part of that. Because once you let your balls be filled up, you're going to get bold. And you will bolt up that fucking mountain. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping you out of games so you guys can make these gains. You dig what I'm saying? Peace.